Sonoma Valley Hospital. We are the largest employer of our community and also an active leader in many areas, not just in healthcare particularly, but also in making this community what it is today.
I like the small atmosphere. There just seems to be a tighter knit community.
I chose healthcare because I wanted to take care of people. I've had lots of family members be patients, and I just wanted to be able to give patients the same care I want my family to have.
I like the people around me work with me, you know.
My work has not only benefited me, it has provided for my family, and it has shown them who I am and what they can be.
I think it doesn't matter what department, just being able to help somebody, it just, I don't know, it makes me feel happy.
I am here because I think that I can make a difference in the way that healthcare is delivered.
How are you today?
I'm good. How can I help you?
We started with the creating in 2010. Before that, there were not any defined values at this hospital, and I think that's made a big difference. My belief is if the values are in action, it makes it a great place to work. Everyone's role modeling, they understand what makes this a great place to work, what drives our hospital's success, are people putting those values into action.
It's the values that speak to how we see Sonoma Valley Hospital as a bigger picture. And because of that, as leaders in the organization, that's what we try to portray so that individuals who work in the organization can see the difference in us, of course, and they too will want to take on these values and make them a part of them. And over time, we have grown.
So creating, obviously, we start with compassion. And what we're creating is a healthy hospital. So compassion is acknowledging, listening to the patients, understanding why we're here, helping them feel that we are there for the patient.
If they're in pain, they come here for a reason. So a little bit of compassion just to make them more comfortable. Anything that you can do to go out of your way to make them feel special or that you're actually caring for them makes a big difference.
Compassion is more than just surface care, passing medications, doing the daily thing. Compassion is bringing your heart into what you do.
Compasión es sentir que la persona que está enferma, que por lo menos nosotros le demos un poco de aliento, que se sienta que no está solo.
Respect is acknowledging other people's value. So the value of the people, the places, and the resources that we have at this hospital.
We should always give respect to anyone. It's not about your knowledge, because we have different role, we have different skill, and then that respect will come back to you.
I give individuals the respect that is due to them. I don't talk down to individuals. I appreciate them for what they do. I manage them up. If I even have to counsel somebody about something that they do, you know, they always say, before you say the bad, you say something good. Think about something good that you can say, so that these individuals can recognize that you do value and respect the good that they bring, even when you have to talk to them about something that's out of the way.
Excellence is when we exceed the expectations of the people we serve. Many of our staff already do that. I get compliments daily, whether I'm in the community or I get an email or a note from someone talking about how one of our staff members really exceeded their expectations, usually by just the small little things that they do.
I think excellence from our perspective is there's always improvement. I mean, I don't think the job has changed in 20, 30, 40 years. You're still taking care of a patient, trying to make sure that they're well, but everything to be able to do that has changed. So you have to constantly keep striving for that excellence.
I try to learn from the techs that have been here longer than me, pick up tricks, talk to the radiologist, get their opinion because they know more, and apply that to when I do my exams.
I love the E in the creating. Excellence is really always trying my best, acknowledging when I don't quite hit it, but most of the time I try and find a way to get just a little bit extra out of it, you know, just something that somebody didn't expect.
Accountability is being owners of the outcomes of the organization. Understanding that every person who works here is accountable for the care. That means the patient experience, even if they're in materials management or information services, they have something to do with the experience the patient has.
I like to see things shine. You feel it. It's clean. Smells good. That's what I like it too.
Accountability for me is making sure that when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. I learn from my mistakes. I own them. I take care of them, and then build that into the system moving on.
And as a leader, that's what you have to do. You have to hold people accountable. And you have to hold them accountable at the first instance. You can't wait and say, oh, I'll deal with that tomorrow. You've got to hold people accountable every day.
Teamwork, it's about staff being the participative, productive member of the team, and they energize one another. So are you the staff member people want to work with?
I think teamwork is a key factor, especially being a smaller hospital and having smaller staff, especially in our department. You have to work really closely together. With us being cross-trained in both CT and X-ray, you have to be able to float back and forth and help your coworker out. I think good teamwork is when you just step in and help your coworker without them having to ask. Any little thing can make a big difference.
We do teamwork very well, and that is why we are able to increase production in this organization.
We are all really one team working towards the same goal.
Innovation is probably the value that I see we work on the most here. We have to get incredibly creative. Maybe not having the resources or the money to support investing in those innovations others do.
Innovation for me is important because everything changes every day. So like insurance or in workers' comp, there's always new policies, and always trying to figure out a solution or try to do things better that will be less work or more easier for the next person that comes in to do the job.
So nurturing was the last value we came up with. And what we wanted to talk about with that value is how our staff members feel that we're investing in them to reach their highest potential. So we want, when someone comes to work here, we want it to not only be a great place to work, but we want them to be inspired to continue to grow and learn and either get a certification or look to moving up in their area. So that's what nurturing is about.
It's only through kindness and reaching out to people that they too can grow and become more healthy.
We nurture new people when they come on. We pair them with someone else, you know, that can guide them along, show them the Sonoma way, in love. If you make them scared, they're not going to be able to grow. It's only as you show them that you care and you love them that they are going to be able to achieve their fullest potential.
Guidance is more about helping our community members in their healthcare journey. We want the staff members to understand all the services we provide, and if they're out at the grocery store and they've got their badge on and someone starts to talk to them, we want them to say positive things about the hospital, and also to remember, you know, this person might need a lab, or they might need occupational health, or they might need physical therapy, and to speak about that and guide people to using us and thinking about us first.
I think from our perspective, like I said, we try not to just fix a problem, but try to educate at the same time. You know, you got to make sure you're understanding where that person is, what they're dealing with, and not be short. You know, try to help them through, work it out with them, either directly or indirectly. Try to give them some educational information, maybe a resource, a place to go for if this happens again.
No question about it. If we are putting our values into action, if we're role modeling our values, the patients will have a great experience.
They all dovetail so nicely together, and they lead you on a path of leading us to self-wellness, which then leads to easier healing for our patients.
In the organization, we need these core values in order for us to kind of have some goals to live by. And whatever disaster, whatever catastrophe that will come, we should be on that core value. We have to stick on that core value in order for us to, to organization to survive.
I think we're on a journey. It's a process, and some of us are where we ought to be, and some of us are still growing. And I do believe that these values speak to who we are as a people and who we strive better to become every day.